Range anxiety is the #1 reason people hesitate to take an electric vehicle beyond their daily commute. The 9 vehicles below eliminate that fear with a combination of long real-world range, fast charging speeds, and reliable charging network access, the 3 factors that determine whether a road trip feels effortless or stressful. Number 9. Kia EV6. The 2026 Kia EV6 starts at approximately $39,000 and delivers up to 310 miles of EPA estimated range depending on configuration. But the number that matters most for road trip confidence is not range, it is charging speed. The EV6 rides on an 800-volt architecture that enables 10 to 80% charging in under 18 minutes on a 350-kilowatt DC fast charger, making it one of the fastest charging electric vehicles available at any price. That speed transforms the road trip experience because a charging stop becomes indistinguishable from a restroom break and a quick coffee. Real-world owners on long-distance trips report average charging speeds around 175 kilowatts, with peak rates occasionally reaching 230 kilowatts. And even at those real-world figures, the car adds meaningful range in the time it takes to stretch your legs. Highway driving at 70 to 75 miles per hour reduces the EPA figure by roughly 15 to 20%, which means practical highway range lands between 250 and 270 miles in warm weather, enough to cover 2.5 to 3 hours of continuous highway driving before the next stop. The EV6's navigation system can precondition the battery before arriving at a charger, ensuring the cells are at optimal temperature when the plug connects and peak charging speeds are available immediately. For anyone who defines road trip readiness as minimal time spent waiting at a charger rather than maximum miles between stops, the EV6's 800-volt charging speed makes it one of the most practical long-distance electric vehicles on the road in 2026. Number 8. Hyundai Kona Electric. The 2026 Hyundai Kona Electric starts at $34,000 and offers up to 261 miles of EPA estimated range with its larger battery pack. And while that number is shorter than some competitors on this list, the car's road trip viability depends on understanding how its efficiency compensates for its smaller battery. The Kona Electric is one of the most energy-efficient crossovers sold in the country, delivering approximately 3.5 to 4 miles per kilowatt-hour in real-world mixed driving, which means the battery works harder per unit of stored energy than larger, less aerodynamic vehicles. On the highway at 70 miles per hour, real-world range typically falls between 210 and 230 miles in moderate weather, enough to cover roughly 2.5 hours of continuous driving before a charging stop. DC fast charging at compatible stations takes the battery from 10 to 80% in approximately 54 minutes on a 100-kilowatt charger, which is slower than 800-volt competitors, but still practical when paired with a meal stop or a break to walk around. The Kona Electric supports the NACS charging standard, opening access to a broad network of fast charging stations across major highway corridors. The 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty provides reassurance that the battery pack will maintain its capacity over years of road trip use, without degrading to the point where range becomes a concern. For drivers whose road trips are moderate in length, and who prefer a compact, efficient vehicle over a large crossover, the Kona Electric handles multi-state drives with proper planning in 2026. Number 7. Chevrolet Silverado EV. The 2026 Chevrolet Silverado EV starts at $55,000 and delivers up to 478 miles of GM estimated range in its highest range configuration, a figure that redefines what is possible from a full-size electric pickup truck on a single charge. General Motors demonstrated the platform's capability by driving a Silverado EV over 1,059 miles on a single charge under controlled conditions. And while that record required hypermiling techniques that no normal driver would replicate, It proves that the underlying battery and efficiency engineering operate at an extraordinary level. In real-world highway driving at 70 miles per hour, owners report usable range between 350 and 400 miles depending on load and weather, enough to cover 4 to 5 hours of continuous driving without a single charging stop. That distance matches or exceeds the range of most gasoline trucks on a full tank. When a stop is necessary, the Silverado EV supports DC fast charging at up to 350 kilowatts, and Chevrolet states that approximately 100 miles of range can be added in roughly 10 minutes under optimal conditions. The truck's massive battery pack, exceeding 200 kilowatt-hours in the highest range version, provides a buffer that eliminates the mental arithmetic most electric vehicle drivers perform on long trips. For anyone who needs to tow a trailer, haul equipment, or simply cover enormous distances between stops, the Silverado EV provides road trip range that no other electric truck on the market matches in 2026. Number 6. Mercedes EQS. The 2026 Mercedes EQS sedan starts at $99,000 and delivers up to 390 miles of EPA estimated range in its rear-wheel drive configuration, making it the longest-range luxury sedan available in the electric market. That number translates to approximately 320 to 340 miles of usable highway range at 75 miles per hour in favorable conditions, enough to cover roughly 4 hours of driving before the next charging stop. The EQS achieves this range through an exceptionally low drag coefficient, which allows the car to slip through the air with less resistance than almost any production vehicle ever built. Less aerodynamic drag means less energy consumed per mile, and that efficiency advantage compounds over hundreds of miles of highway driving. The 118 kilowatt-hour battery pack supports DC fast charging at up to 200 kilowatts, and a 10 to 80% session completes in approximately 31 minutes under optimal conditions. Real-world owners consistently report that the car exceeds or closely matches its EPA range in mixed driving, with some documenting over 370 miles on a single charge during highway road trip tests. The navigation system integrates real-time charger availability and preconditions the battery before arrival at a fast-charging station, ensuring maximum charging speed from the moment the plug connects. For anyone who wants to combine genuine long-distance capability with the most refined driving experience available in any electric vehicle, the EQS delivers both without compromise in 2026. Number 5. Volvo EX40. The 2026 Volvo EX40 starts at $55,000 and offers up to 296 miles of EPA estimated range, positioning it as a compact luxury crossover that handles road trips with more confidence than its modest dimensions suggest. Highway driving at 70 to 75 miles per hour reduces the EPA figure by approximately 20 to 25%, landing real-world range between 220 and 240 miles in warm conditions. That distance covers roughly 2.5 to 3 hours of continuous driving, a window that aligns naturally with the frequency most drivers prefer for rest stops on long trips. DC fast charging at up to 150 kilowatts takes the battery from 10 to 80% in approximately 28 minutes, which is fast enough to recover meaningful range during a meal stop or a break. Volvo includes complimentary factory-scheduled maintenance for the initial ownership period, reducing the worry that road trip mileage will accelerate service costs. The vehicle's navigation system calculates charging stops along the route and adjusts the plan dynamically as driving conditions change, accounting for elevation gain, speed, and temperature. The EX40's safety suite is among the most comprehensive in the segment, with automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, lane keeping assist, and a driver tension warning system that detects fatigue, a particularly valuable feature during the extended driving sessions that road trips demand. For anyone who wants a compact, maneuverable crossover that transitions seamlessly from city driving to interstate travel without creating anxiety about the next charging stop. The EX40 provides that capability in 2026. Number 4. Hyundai Ioniq 5. The 2026 Hyundai Ioniq 5 starts at $35,000 and delivers up to 303 miles of EPA estimated range, and its road trip credentials are built on the same foundation as the Kia EV6. The 800-volt charging architecture that transforms charging stops from an inconvenience into a brief pause. A 10 to 80% charge takes approximately 18 to 20 minutes on a 350 kilowatt DC fast charger, and that speed is not a laboratory figure. Real-world owners consistently confirm sub-25-minute charging sessions on compatible hardware. Highway driving at 70 to 75 miles per hour delivers approximately 250 to 270 miles of practical range in moderate temperatures, which translates to roughly 3 hours between stops. When combined with the fast charging speed, the total time penalty over a 600-mile trip compared to a gasoline vehicle is approximately 30 to 40 minutes, a margin that barely registers when stops include restroom visits and a meal. The 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty ensures that battery degradation will not erode road trip range within the ownership period. For anyone who needs the fastest possible recharging combined with competitive range and an affordable purchase price, the Ioniq 5 remains one of the most road trip-capable electric vehicles available in 2026. Number 3. Tesla Model 3. The 2026 Tesla Model 3 starts at $38,000 and delivers up to 363 miles of EPA estimated range. But the reason it ranks this high on a road trip list has less to do with range and more to do with infrastructure. Tesla operates the largest proprietary fast-charging network in the country, with tens of thousands of supercharger stalls positioned along virtually every major highway corridor. And the seamless integration between the car and the network eliminates the planning burden that other electric vehicles still impose. The Model 3's navigation system automatically routes through supercharger stops, calculates arrival battery percentage at each station, and adjusts the plan in real time as speed, weather, and elevation change. Highway range at 75 miles per hour falls between 290 and 320 miles in warm weather, covering roughly 3.5 to 4 hours of driving before the next stop. Battery reconditioning activates automatically when navigating to a supercharger, ensuring peak charging speed from the moment the cable connects. For anyone who wants to drive cross-country with the same thoughtlessness they would bring to a gasoline vehicle, plug in, wait briefly, and go, the Model 3 paired with the supercharger network delivers the closest experience to that standard in 2026. Number 2. BMW iX. The 2026 BMW iX starts at $75,000 and offers up to 324 miles of EPA estimated range in its highest range configuration. And its road trip case is built on the argument that comfort matters as much as range when you are spending 8 or 10 hours behind the wheel. Highway driving at 70 to 75 miles per hour delivers real-world range between 250 and 300 miles, depending on temperature and terrain. And independent testers have documented up to 345 miles at a continuous 70 miles per hour in warm conditions. That distance covers approximately 3.5 to 4 hours of uninterrupted driving, which is at the upper limit of what most human bodies can sustain without a break regardless of how much range remains. DC fast charging at up to 195 kilowatts adds approximately 90 miles of range in just 10 minutes, and a full 10 to 80% session completes in roughly 35 minutes. The navigation system calculates charging stops in advance of preconditioning the battery before arriving to ensure optimal charging speed. What separates the iX from the Tesla is the ride quality during sustained highway travel. Air suspension absorbs expansion points and rough pavement without transmitting harshness to the Cadillac Escalade IQ. The 2026 Cadillac Escalade IQ starts at $127,000 and delivers a Cadillac estimated 465 miles of range, the longest of any electric SUV available in the country. That figure translates to real-world highway range that exceeds 400 miles in favorable conditions, and independent testing at 60 miles per hour has documented over 600 miles on a single charge. At highway speeds of 70 to 75 miles per hour, practical range still sits comfortably above 350 miles, which means a driver can cover approximately 5 hours of continuous travel before even considering a stop. That distance eliminates range anxiety entirely because it matches or exceeds the capabilities of most gasoline SUVs on a full tank. When a stop is necessary, the Escalade IQ supports DC fast charging at up to 350 kilowatts, adding approximately 117 miles of range in just 10 minutes, the fastest per-minute range recovery of any vehicle on this list. The 200 kilowatt-hour battery pack is the largest available in any production SUV, and its massive energy reserve means the vehicle arrives at charging stations with more remaining range than most competitors start with on a full charge. For anyone who wants to drive hundreds of miles without thinking about where or when to charge, the Escalade IQ provides a range buffer so large that the concept of range anxiety simply does not apply in 2026. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.